Welcome to the Noka News Network. News no one cares about. I'm Ricky Brinch here with Dan Colley. Dan is really grooving tonight. It's our 10th episode. He's excited. I'm excited. Got a lot of fun stuff coming up, like I always say. Sometimes it's true, sometimes it's not, but tonight it is, I guarantee.
I guarantee. Oh, yes. There I am.
Little Justin Wilson for everybody. That's a throwback.
Oh, man. This first segment, Ricky, we've got some lovely bushes. We're going to be checking out Splash 2, Beijing Drift. And, of course, the Metal News.
Noka News Network, the news no one cares about. All right. Do you happen to know what today is, Dan? May 1st? We're recording on May 1st.
Yes. Today is Saturday.
Yeah, it is Saturday. You know what else it is, though?
The beginning of May.
It's, yeah, but it's also World Naked Gardening Day.
Holy hell. All right. Let's start this show with a train wreck, shall we?
World Naked Gardening.
Why would you be gardening naked?
Well, I don't know.
Hey, that's my cucumbers.
Grow a little eggplant, grow little peaches.
Yeah, something like that. Millions of peaches. Peaches for me.
Oh, boy. Enjoy gardening in your birthday suit?
No.
Hey, we're not judging. That's what this story says. I might be judging a little bit. Just because of the potential for bug bites and sunburn, basically.
Yeah, that's now. See, you have to slather some SPF 500 on certain places.
Yeah, right. We're not judging. Just be careful when picking tomatoes, pulling weeds, and trimming your bushes on World Naked Gardening Day. Why? It says.
Why garden naked?
Go ahead. Question I had as well. But not all U.S. cities allow naturists and nudists to tend to their flowers and vegetables in the flesh. So where can you bare your green thumb and the rest of your body outdoors on May 1st or any other day without getting snagged by thorny legal issues? Whoever wrote this copy is a real fucking genius.
Real douche nozzle. Go ahead.
Lawn Starter, well, I have no idea what that is, but Lawn Starter exposes 2021's best cities for naked gardening by comparing them to the 100 biggest U.S. cities across 9 key metrics.
Okay, what are the criteria to rank in the top whatever of naked gardening meccas?
Well, here's what they looked at.
Okay.
The share of the nudist population.
Oh, yeah, you need to have some nudists in the area, sure.
Right.
Okay.
Local legality of nudity.
That would make a difference, yes.
Gardener friendliness, which I guess that I don't know that I've ever run into a place where they actively hate people who garden, but
well, come to my house. So what, like climate?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
And whether it's likely to be sunny or warm on May 1st.
So climate. Okay.
That's where climate comes in. I think the gardener friendliness thing is just like whether or not your city has a burning hatred of people who grow things.
We don't like your kind here. Get out of here, gardener.
All right. So we're going to go over some of the cities on the list of the top 100
All right.
cities. Starting off in a place where you might assume something like naked gardening would be.
There's 2 places that come to my mind, jump to mind right away, and that's probably the California because they're out there a little bit. And the place that jumps to my mind, first and foremost, when it comes to dumb shit, is Florida Prime.
Well, number 1 city on the list, Miami, Florida.
I would not have guessed Miami. I would have said somewhere else down there.
Yeah, right.
Key West, maybe, or something. But
yeah.
Miami, aren't you too busy, partying at night with Pitbull or hanging out with Sonny Crockett and his Crocodile Elvis and shit? Tubbs?
Well, they're right down there at the bottom of America's wing, so maybe they feel like they need to get it out. What do you think's the city number 2 on the list?
Okay, well, I'll go I'll go out to California now that we've already hit Florida and say L.A. I don't know. It's weird.
No, it's Austin, Texas.
Oh yeah, there are a bunch of weird asses out there.
Yeah, they like to keep it weird. It's one of their, I think they stole that from.
They like to keep it hanging low and naked when you're out there in the. So obviously
they have that whole keep Austin weird thing, but I think they stole that from Portland.
We're both dudes, so we're thinking obviously the logistics of us gardening naked, which is terrifying.
And I love gardening, but not necessarily. I don't believe I've ever tended to a plant naked in my life.
No, not once have I ever hoed with my junk out.
Well, I don't think that's entirely accurate, but anyway.
But I'm thinking, like, even for a female, wouldn't breasticles get in your way while you're trying to, like, pick beans and stuff, man?
Well, I don't know. Like I said.
All right, so these are areas with large nudists populations,
apparently,
I guess.
Yeah, well, that's part of the ranking, sure.
Okay, all right.
So I'll just mention some of the other top cities.
Yeah, go ahead, because I got nothing.
Number 3, Seattle, which probably a little windy and chilly, maybe.
Wouldn't that be a little damp?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
4 is Atlanta, Georgia, or as you corrected me last week, Hotlanta.
Well, that's why they're naked.
Right. Number 5 is Portland, another city that likes to keep it weird, like I just said.
That's where the Goonies were from.
When we finally get to California, and when Anaheim comes in at number 6.
Well, that's where Disneyland is. That's the most funnest place in the world.
Most funnest place in the world.
I don't know, man. I don't work for Disney.
I'm pretty sure that is the slogan. Disney, the most funnest place in the world. Back to Florida and Orlando, and then
again Disney,
and then there's a long stretch of California cities. So you were onto something with that. Riverside, right. Irvine, Santa Ana, Long Beach.
Yeah, yes.
Sacramento, LA,
Sacramento,
and then LA.
All right,
and then Philadelphia, over to Philadelphia, and then back to Chula Vista.
No, I don't like it. Okay, let's. So
you got to keep. You got to make sure nothing.
Where does any of our Buckeye disclosure? We're in Ohio. So where does any of the not that anyone gives a shit. Where is where is the Ohio city? We have any Ohio cities?
That's Ohio's motto. Ohio. Nobody gives a shit. The first Ohio city on the list comes in at number 18 with Cincinnati.
Oh, the nasty natty. Way to represent 513.
Of course. The next Ohio city on the list is Cleveland. Yeah, it comes in all the way at number 55.
I can't imagine anyone nude in Cleveland. I've got friends in Cleveland. I don't believe any of them were nude gardeners.
And then our capital and where we're the largest city we're geographically close to is Columbus is in at 64.
I like how you prefaced it with geographically close to.
And geologically close to.
I suppose.
Similar bedrock and so on.
I suppose that's ridiculous.
All right. What else, Dan?
You want to talk about ridiculous?
Well, we're doing our podcast, aren't we?
All right. So this comes out of Ireland.
Right.
Hoping to find a local dolphin named Kevin. Let's just go ahead and start that shit off.
Yeah. Okay.
A citizen archaeologist.
That would be archaeologist, Dan.
There you go. He ended up finding a medieval longboat sunk in the shallow water of an Irish river.
Okay.
So the man
still waiting on Kevin, but go ahead.
Exactly. So the man Anthony Murphy found the vessel while flying his drone over the river Boyne.
Boing. Boing.
He says, I was actually looking for Kevin, the dolphin that has been in the river for the past couple of weeks.
Kevin the dolphin.
Okay, so it's not this guy Murphy's first archaeological rodeo. Who the hell wrote that?
That doesn't sound like a very entertaining rodeo, but anyway, go.
Yeah. And 2018, during a historic drought in Britain that exposed a number of historical sites, Murphy flew a drone near the famous Neolithic site of Newgrange and found a new hinge. He was quoted as saying, "What the fuck is that?" He said at the time. That's in the copy here.
Well, when you find a hinge,
Yeah. Well, you can't just have a hinge anywhere.
No.
All right, let's get to the important shit. Kevin the Dolphin.
Yeah, that's what I've been waiting on.
The dolphin is named after Kevin Costner.
All right, because of Waterworld?
You would think, but no.
Oh.
He's known to the people in the area because his first sighting was in '93 when the movie The Bodyguard was in theaters.
Well.
And the Dolphin was noticeably protective of other members of his pod, so he was dubbed Kevin because he was the bodyguard.
I get it.
Evidently, you can tell because he has some ridges on his fins, and that's how they know that it is Kevin. He's a local
That's how they
celebrity.
That's how they know it's Kevin.
Yeah, that's well because he doesn't pop up and go, "Hey, I'm Kevin."
Hey, how's it going? It's Kevin.
You think they'd be like, "Steve, is that you? Phil, is that you? Have you guys seen Kevin anywhere?"
Oh, that's amazing, Dan.
I guess, man. I don't know.
Well, Kevin the Dolphin, I will always love you. I just want to say that. Can't sing, Dan. Can't sing. Can't sing.
I cannot.
No. No, I didn't mean in reference to clearing the rights. I mean you can't sing, and please stop.
I was just yodeling.
All right. So, keeping with things aquatic, keeping with the life aquatic.
You can't. That's copyrighted too, I believe.
No, you can say the names of movies, Dan.
Oh, okay.
This is out of China.
You're the legal expert here.
Yes, I do. I've got that law degree, and then I'm doing this instead.
You're doing this on the side. I also do hair and nails on the side. Go ahead.
Out of China. On a normal day, the Ambassador Lagoon inside China's Atlantis Sanya Resort on the island of Henan is home to about 86,000 marine creatures from over 280 animal species. But on April 28th, just a couple of days ago, this huge aquarium welcomed 100 mermaids, all flapping their tails while gliding through the water in choreographed movements.
Sure. Were they hosting a new episode of Swimming with the Stars?
No, the purpose was to break the Guinness World Record for largest underwater mermaid show.
Oh, okay.
Part of celebrations to mark the hotel and resort's 3rd anniversary.
What did we do for our 10th episode?
I think the 3rd anniversary is the mermaid anniversary.
Right. The first, I think, is trash. The second is...
It's something about paper. There's paper in there somewhere.
I think the second one is Vienna sausages, and the third is mermaids.
Well, I'm not talking about your anniversaries in particular, but...
Actually, you know what? We're up to our 10th anniversary.
Congratulations. That's great.
Yeah.
I don't know how she's done it, but...
Is this our 11th year coming up? I better figure that out before.
I might have to do some editing on that.
You were there. How can you not help me?
Well, I was there. I was more focused on the cake. You had very delicious cake.
It was good cake. I like how you showed up in a tie. The only person there in a tie. I didn't even have a tie on.
Your dad didn't either.
He barely had his pants on half the show.
So anyway, similar to free diving, mermaid divers don't wear a tank because they're mermaids.
Obviously,
I guess, But and that's whatever. Moving on from that. We don't need any more of that.
Daryl Hannah, who was the guy from
Daryl
Bosom
Hannah,
Buddies?
Tom Hanks, something or other.
Yeah. The Bosom Buddies guy. All right, Rick. Yet I don't have a. Just hit the button. I don't have a setup. When there's something new, you will metal news. A couple in Las Vegas said that they have to wait to continue building their pool after construction crews unearthed a set of bones dating back to Earth's most recent ice age. Matt Perkins and his husband, who recently moved from Washington State to a newly built home in Nevada, said police and crime scene investigators showed up Monday at their home to analyze the bones. Holy hell! The pool guy said he was going to come back and check out the pool, Perkins told KTNV-TV. We assumed that was normal. We wake up, he's out front with the police. Hey, how about a little bit of heads up there, pal? The pool builders discovered the bones about 5 feet below ground. After an investigation, police said the bones did not belong to a human and raised no law enforcement concerns. Nevada Science Center research director Joshua Bond said that the bones were between 6,000 and 14,000 years old, and that those are of a horse or similar large mammal. I don't know, maybe a unicorn. How the hell am I supposed to know? Bond said the area where they were found was fed by natural springs and served as a watering spot for wildlife in the Mojave Desert. You know, like Mos Eisley. The backyard discovery came near Tula Spring Fossil Bed National Monument, where rare fossils such as mammoths have been unearthed before. So why was this such a big damn shock? I don't know. He also noted that the U.S. has laws that discovered fossils belong to the property owners. Hey, hell yeah, Ricky, let's start digging and getting us some fossils, man.
Well,
yeah.
that's exciting.
Well, I mean, I would like to dig out back and find some fossilized bones of some sort.
Yeah, it's Naked Gardening Day. If you go around, you might find fossilized bone out gardening somewhere.
There'll be a bone, all right.
Okay. So, some good news in the age of the COVID-19 pandemic. Dan.
Oh, thank goodness, man. This pandy has been a pandy in the ass, is what it's been.
The great ketchup shortage of 2021.
When the hell was our great ketchup short? What?
Apparently there was a ketchup shortage.
All right, well, no one informed me.
Which has led to out of stock of mostly ketchup packets at restaurants.
Oh, all right.
Has an end in sight.
Remember when we went to the Mexican place last week and we got Cholula packets?
Cholula packets, yeah. I didn't even know they made packets of Cholula.
That was awesome, bro.
If you think about the next...
I try not to.
Yeah, well, that's painfully obvious. If you think about the next few weeks in the summer months, we will be able to be fully supplied for all of the demand needs for a particular Heinz ketchup. Kraft Heinz President Carlos Abrams Rivera told Yahoo Finance Live.
What do you mean? What brand of... I just want ketchup, Heinz. I think got 57 brands. I don't want 56 of them.
The Wall Street Journal first reported on the ketchup shortage in early April. I totally missed this. I've had plenty of ketchup.
Yeah.
All the ketchup I could want.
Hasn't been an issue in my house.
Abrams Rivera said investments in ketchup making capacity are kicking in now and should help to alleviate the shortages soon.
Look, I'm sure this guy makes way more money than we do, but how would you like to be your life revolves around ketchup and ketchup manufacturing and distribution?
Doesn't sound that bad to me, honestly. I don't know.
Could you get excited about making ketchup?
No, probably not.
No. Now, like
when I was a kid, I got excited about eating ketchup. But
well, yeah, it's delicious. Maybe like honey mustard, I could get pumped for, ketchup.
All right, what's coming up in the second segment there, Dan?
Sounds so mundane. The second segment, there's a Croc on the left flank.
All right.
How much is that monthly compounding interest rate on the doggy in the window? And, of course, we're going to check out the Florida Man, brother.
Noka News Network, the news no one cares about.
Noka News Network.
Dana, I'm happy I can announce we have a brand new sponsor here on the Noka News Network.
Well, don't keep me waiting. I'm not very patient.
By far the most delicious sponsor that we have, it's Grandma Bev's good-ass popcorn.
Oh, good, because you know what I hate? I hate sucky flavored popcorn.
Well, you're in luck because this popcorn is homemade and delicious, made fresh, and they've got a bunch of great flavors to choose from. I've had it. It's really awesome.
Okay, what type of flavors do they have?
Well, they've got your classics like cheddar and caramel. They've got kettle corn and movie theater butter, all that stuff that you're used to.
Okay.
But there's some other adventurous flavors like cinnamon roll.
Ooh.
Or if you're into the more savory, spicy stuff, they've got white cheddar ghost pepper.
Ooh. Okay, that lit me up just thinking about that flavor. Where do I find Grandma Bev's good-ass popcorn?
Just visit grandmabevs.shop. That's grandmabevs.shop.
Grandma Bev's, come on and get you some.
We've got merchandise.
Yeah. I'm wearing one of the shirts now.
I see that, and it's a handsomely printed shirt.
Yeah, that's the only thing you can really say it. I mean, because if you look at me and say, I'm handsome, not that I'm not going to appreciate it, and I'll probably hit this light switch out here and make it like mood lighting in here, but nonetheless, yes, the shirt's nice.
It's a nice shirt. It's got our Noka News Network logo on it. It's very comfortable.
It is. It's very soft. It's made well.
There's also hoodies, tote bags, the coffee mugs that we use every week when we record the podcast. Polar water or whatever various beverages we choose to have.
Yes, it can hold hot or cold beverages.
It's
multifunctional.
Yeah, it's a marvel of modern technology.
You really get bang for your buck with these mugs. Mm-hmm.
Get all that stuff, including the T-shirts, the mugs, face masks, tote bags over at nokanews.store. Welcome back, Snooker News Network. I'm Ricky French here with Dan Colley as always. 10th episode, Dan. Kind of a big deal.
Yeah. Did you think we would make 10 episodes?
No.
We did one?
I thought I'd get sick of you before then. 10 episodes isn't really that big of a deal, but it is to us.
I think so. I mean, we're really picking up some listeners out there. It seems like people are enjoying the show. We're getting critiques and some criticisms all the way from L.A. to I don't know, down the street.
None of that's true. You just made it all up.
No, the L.A. part was right.
I'm just kidding.
That we actually did get some feedback from L.A.
Well, you said critiques and criticism. There's also a lot of praise. Luckily, not just critiques and criticism.
Well, no, I mean constructive criticism is what I meant. But yeah, we a lot of praise for the show, and that makes me happy.
Granted, I think anybody who has praise for the show is probably wrong, but that doesn't mean we're not getting it.
Anyway, let's talk about New York City. Let's say Manhattan here, the Lower East Side, which not to be confused with the Lower West Side, which is where Janusz was from in Ghostbusters 2.
Right.
Organizers of a massive concert with thousands of mostly maskless attendees in Manhattan's Tompkins Square Park over the weekend found themselves at the center of a city investigation on Monday. Video and photos of the Saturday event organized by Black and Blue Productions.
Sounds like a real legitimate production company. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
They show thousands of people packed together as several bands from the New York hardcore music scene took the stage despite the COVID-19 restrictions. A spokesperson for the Parks Department told Pix 11, on Monday that the permit holder identified as Chris Parker misrepresented the event on his application.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, don't do that. The Parks Department was led to believe the event was a political rally with about 100 people expected to attend. They had an estimated 2,000 people in the crowd, and they showed up for a hardcore concert. A copy of the permit obtained by Pix 11 shows that the name of the event was listed as September 11th Memorial, and the description was political rally with music and speakers. They did have music.
Yeah, well, there were speakers of the audio reproducing kind, I guess.
Exactly. Pretty much the only thing else I wanted to mention about this was I guess one of the big bands there was a band called Blood Clot.
Oh, okay. Great.
That sounds horrific.
Hardcore bands, Dan. What are you going to do?
I don't know, but basically, don't misrepresent yourself on a government application because they're probably going to burn your ass for it.
Yeah, gathering 2,000 people in 2,000 maskless people all together right now is probably not the greatest move.
The only time you're going to get away with an application like that is if you're turning it into the Parks Department of Pawnee because Ron won't look at it. But beyond that, people are going to look at it, man. So don't do that shit.
Well, you know how hardcore bands are notoriously patriotic. Therefore, they were having that 9/11. That big 9/11 demonstration.
That's why we have to hoard off on Noka stock.
Right.
Yeah, we should probably do that.
All right. Elsewhere in New England, this comes out of Boston. 2 finance companies have agreed to waive balances on outstanding dog leases in Massachusetts.
You say leashes?
Leases.
People rented dogs in Boston?
Well, I'm getting there.
Okay. I'm just very curious. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. They agreed to waive balances on outstanding dog leases in Massachusetts to settle allegations that they illegally leased dogs.
Who in the hell leases a dog?
Although legal in some states, dog leases are prohibited in Massachusetts. In some states, pet stores may offer the option of leasing as an alternative way to finance a dog.
All right, here's my political statement for this episode. Just go to the pound and get a dog, man.
Yeah, man, or the Humane Society, whatever. Whatever rescue in your area.
It costs you like $30 or $40 and you're done.
You know, we're a couple of goobers, but I really love dogs. And I want dogs to have homes and people to treat them well.
Unless I want some kind of, I get if you're going to pay high dollar for a dog, but that dog better be one of those ones where like people look at its nuts and go, no, look at the breeding and the balls of this dog. There's heat coming off the hindquarters.
I don't believe they ever say anything like that. Well, but anyway.
I've never been to a dog show. They mind.
In some states, pet stores may offer the option of leasing as an alternative way to finance a dog, similar to car leasing.
Like Rent-A-Center?
Yes, sort of. Gotcha. I mean, instead of like an off-brand washing machine, it's a German Shepherd.
Instead of a $650 PlayStation, you get a Doberman.
Under a lease arrangement, the consumer must make monthly payments to the finance company for the duration of the lease. To buy the dog at the end of the lease, the consumer must make yet another payment to the finance company to finally own the dog.
This is the dumbest thing since I've heard. Remember that Jeff Foxworthy bit where you talk about financing a tattoo?
No, but
this is
sounds
equally
dumb.
As stupid.
Yeah, right. If a family misses a payment, the dog can be repossessed.
Holy shit.
Just like a leased car. Quote, getting a dog can be a significant emotional and financial investment for many families, so when the dog is used as collateral in a lease...
I'm sorry, I can't stop laughing.
The end result can be expensive and heartbreaking, Massachusetts Attorney General Maura Healey said on Thursday. Yeah, so that's
any information?
All of that stuff is horrible for both the dog and the family.
Is there any information about being able to lease a turtle or getting a
lease a turtle from Saved by the Bell? Is that what you mean?
No, but I get it. How about a rent to own on a parakeet? Anything on that on there?
No. I do want to name these asshole companies real quick.
Oh, please do.
Cordova Financial and Next Step. So stupid. It's like if you took the ST out of Next Step. So Next Step Holdings, LLC, both based in Nevada, of course.
Oh, of course.
Will waive more than $126,000 in balances and transfer full ownership of dozens of dogs to the Massachusetts customers.
They sound like a bunch of cockbags to me, dude.
Yeah, who's making interest on dogs?
That's just, that's really kind of shitty.
Yeah.
I thought of trying to say something witty, but instead it just made me mad, so I've got nothing. All right. Let's see here. What's next on the old... for the big 10th anniversary. It's not an anniversary. What would weeks be? Week-anniversary?
Yeah, for the 10th week anniversary.
Anyway, for the big 10th episode, we have a new treat for everyone. As we travel around, not just the U.S., but other places in the world, too, we have a Florida Man segment. We got your own music, Florida Man.
That's pretty Florida-y, if you ask me.
Holy Jesus, that's good, dude. Oh, my God. I knew it was coming, and it still just fucked me up. All right, let's get started here in Florida Prime itself. Both stories here are Florida Prime stories. Orange County, Florida. The photos of a fresh paint job in an Orange County school zone show that what was supposed to be the word school incorrectly spelled the word School, S-C-O-H-O-L. So Sohole? Skull-hole.
Yeah, right.
Skull-hole.
Skull-hole. I believe there's a city in Florida named Skull-hole, Florida.
Yeah, probably. So that's Skull. We're from Skull-hole, Florida. All right. The botch paint job was spotted Wednesday on Gulfway Boulevard near Woodbury Road in the Eastwood subdivision of East Orange County, just south of Waterford Lakes. County spokesperson said it was an honest mistake created by an idiot. Also, a shirtless... This one's great. This is out of Melbourne, Florida.
I got a friend who lives in Melbourne, Florida.
Oh, dude, we should have called him. A shirtless 9-year-old man knocked on apartment doors with a knife in each hand Tuesday.
Oh, shit.
Getting real stabby. Tuesday morning before making his way into an apartment and telling officers that he was a world-famous wrestler. according to the Melbourne Police Department.
Of course, yeah. I think about 40% of Florida's population are world famous wrestlers.
Actually, and yeah, it really is. Officers found Dylan Jones inside a man's apartment after responding to a call of a suspicious person in Addison Point apartment homes off North Wickham Road. According to the report, the officers were speaking to a resident who described a shirtless man knocking at his door with something in his hands. Yeah, they were nice. We just talked about that.
Right.
They said he's in here. Prior to running out to the police, the man told him that he was a world famous wrestler, and he knew how to fight.
Okay.
Jones told the victim to hang up the phone before hanging it up himself. Moved forward. This guy moved towards his victim and was making stabbing motions. He's like, I get you.
You see that sometimes in movies and stuff, but I didn't think anybody ever actually did that.
I get you. I'm feeling real stabby here, buddy.
I'm going to stab you.
This knife needs some blood on it. Anyway, that's the Florida Man segment for today.
I'm glad we found that music bed because that makes the whole Florida thing way better.
We just need to play that over and over again.
It's really bad, actually, but you know, it's great for the Florida segment.
Yeah, buddy. Makes me want to wear cowboy boots and, I don't know, eat a possum sandwich. I don't know, man.
We're going to stay in Florida here for a minute there, Dan.
Oh, I don't think we're ever going to have fans in Florida. I got to check our demographics and see if we have fans in Florida.
Do you care? Because I don't.
Well, I'd like to go to Florida on I don't know.
Why? Because you like humidity and old retired Jewish people? Why do you want to go to Florida?
Oy vey. All right, do your next story.
This is
another. Maybe I want to go to Harry Potter Land. I don't know.
That's in London.
No, there's none at Universal.
No, the real Harry Potter Land.
Oh, you meant the real one. I'm sorry.
The real one.
Stupid ass
the
me.
The real life one.
Yeah, of course, yes.
Knock, knock. Who's there? A massive alligator. That's a Florida story for you. That's what a legitimate news organization wrote that copy. Although Floridians are used to seeing alligators, it's not often that they pay visits to the house.
Well, I mean,
they're not a doctor from the 1930s. They don't do house visits.
I love when the doctors in the 30s would come to your house smoking a filterless cigarette and telling you that you got the croup.
Yeah, right. But that's exactly what happened to Mark and Jackie Breddingen.
Oh, really?
Breddingen.
Sure.
On Wednesday, the couple came home and were face-to-face with a massive gator that wandered onto the front porch of their Sarasota home.
Was he trying to sell them Girl Scout cookies or anything?
I don't know.
Was he a Jehovah's Gator?
It may have been. He had a copy of the Gator Lighthouse that he wanted to hand to him.
Would you like to speak to me for a minute about our Lord and Savior, the alligator?
Do you know that God is going to make a paradise on earth for gators and people?
We're allowed to date 4 or 5 people at a time, marry 2 or 3 of them.
But we don't celebrate gator holidays.
No. Gator Christmas is a sin. It's a gator sin.
Oh, Jesus Christ. We're going to get canceled. Oh, man.
You can't have Gator Halloween. That's Gator Satanistic. Gator Thanksgiving's okay.
Don't you dare sing the Gator National Anthem. Oh, Jesus Christ. God, I'm going to go out on a limb and guess that we don't have any Jews listening to this anyway. So.
You can celebrate Gator Harvest Day, I guess. That's fine. Gator Harbor. Oh, God. Oh, Gator God.
Well, the good news is the couple said the gator only stuck around for 10 minutes, which is way better than most Jehovah's Witnesses. So I guess they got that going for them. Several alligator sightings have been reported in recent times as the creatures enter into the mating season.
So the gator was trying to get up on.
Well, they have to be, of course, they have to be married to make it okay in the eyes of Gator God.
Oh, God, Jesus, Creator God, help me. I can't breathe.
According to Florida Fish and Wildlife, courtship begins in April and mating takes place in May or June. So
I can't even see to do the next bit.
Okay.
Oh God.
Okay.
Okay. Give me a second. Oh, let's go to Australia.
All right.
Park rangers are searching for a crocodile after it jumped into a fishing boat in the Northern Territory and injured a fisherman. Guy should have been praying to Gator God to protect him. All right. Professional, Dan. Professional. All right.
Wait, so 10th and last episode. We're working on right now, I think.
Yeah, we're getting boycotted by the Church of Gator Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Latter-day Gator Saints.
Latter-day Reptiles. Bad. Oh, this is horrible. I don't know why you guys are listening. A 32-year-old man from...
I don't know if anyone is, Dan.
Not anymore.
That may have been it.
They turned this shit off or listened to, I don't know, Adam Carolla now. A 32...
Something wholesome like Adam Carolla.
Yeah, something that's not offending their Gator belief system. Let's try this again. A 32-year-old man from Wollongong, New South Wales, was fishing with 3 friends last Saturday night on South Alligator River. I didn't think they had alligators.
They don't. It's crocodiles.
Well, someone fucked up. In the Kakadu National Park.
Okay.
I didn't name it. When the Croc launched itself into the boat, he was like, "Surprise, bitch!" He jumped in there to the sky. The guy says, the man received a graze to his flank.
Jesus, he hurt his flank?
Ah, my flank!
Not the flank.
Oh, God, you don't want bitten in the flank. After a crocodile launched it into the boat, attacking his seat and injuring the man. That was
the seat. Yeah, man, goes from bad to worse.
This guy had a shitty day.
Seat's messed up.
That came from a NT Health spokesman. NT Health said the man was treated the next day at Jabiru Health Center in a small town of Jabiru.
That's not real. None of that's real.
This is all bullshit. But no longer needs care. Parks, Australia, and South Alligator River.
He still needs care. He's a human.
Nah,
care about him.
You know who really cares about you?
Who's that?
Alligator God.
Gator Jesus.
Gator Jesus loves you. I'm done with this, dude. I can't do any more. My eyes are watering. I can't see.
I can't either. I don't want to.
This has been a train wreck so far. I love the 10th episode.
Well, the news you definitely do not care about. It's the Noka News Network.
Noka News Network.
Dan, you two-time SOB, you've got another podcast, don't you?
Yeah. Well, yes, I do. But you know what? I've always loved you.
Uh-huh. Go ahead. Tell me about your other podcast.
All right. The other podcast is called...
Who is it?
It's called Give Me Back My Action Movies, and I do it with Charlie.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. So...
You dirty dog.
Well, I'm a podcast slut. Anyway, so the podcast over there we do... we talk about VHS era action movies, 80s, 90s, blockbuster type stuff. You know, going to the video store when you were a kid, right?
Yep. Gotcha.
Yeah. We can say blockbuster because there ain't any left. They're not going to sue us. So you go over and check it out. It is Give Me Back My Action Movies, the podcast. We're on all the major platforms, and the Facebook group is really where the conversation's going. So join the group, listen to the podcast, get in the conversations with us, and have a good time. So, Ricky, you've noticed I'm wearing my Noka News shirt.
Yes, I did.
Now, do you know that you can get one of these Noka News shirts like I have?
Well, of course I do, because I set up the store, but...
True. Now, for all of you out there listening, if you want to get one of these Noka News shirts, you go to nokanews.store. I can't guarantee it'll make you as funny or handsome as I am, but you will at least have the shirt, and that's a step in the right direction.
I can guarantee it will make people as funny and handsome as you are, because that's a pretty low bar.
Is that why you told me to get the face mask there too?
Yeah. Do me a favor. Go to the store and pick up a face mask. I believe I said that not long ago.
You rat bastard. So you can go to the NoCaNews.store, get yourself a hoodie, the face mask that Ricky's a fan of, one of the mugs, tote bag. You can put the bag over your head, too. I guess that's what you're going to want next, isn't it?
Yeah, it might be. Welcome back to NoCa News Network, the news no one cares about. Ricky French with Dan Colley, doing our 10th and possibly last episode.
You know, the Big Ten, man. The Big Ten. You know, Ricky, a lot of podcasts don't make it to 10.
Yeah, I know, that's true.
Some of them make it to like 7.
Yeah,
6.5.
6.5. Yeah, they get halfway done with the 7th one and like, no, fuck this. I'm done. Which I can't say I didn't think that, but I powered through, and here we are.
And look what, and you've reached a spiritual awakening now.
Yeah, we have properly composed ourselves.
We've tried.
All right, so I need you to promise me something about this next story, Dan.
All right, we've known each other long enough. Okay, what do you need me to promise?
I need you to just lay off and not chime in until I get through with the story, because I know you and I know how you are.
Oh, okay.
And you're gonna want to say a lot of stuff.
Is it about Star Wars or something?
No, it's not. But we already, have offended a small segment of American society, so we'll.
We've offended a lot of segments of American society, but go ahead. I'll just sit back here. I'm back here now.
All right, we'll try to get through this.
Okay.
Without making things worse for ourselves.
Can't be much worse after the last one. All right, go ahead.
In the midst of all the new players and startups in the lightweight electric motorcycle scene, bigger, more established brands are also trying their hand in creating the ideal lightweight two-wheeled electric runabout. With the likes of KTM, Husqvarna, Yamaha, and many others with exciting plans for electrification of motorcycles, Benelli, same Benelli that makes shotguns, Italian company, isn't one to let itself be left behind. Launching its first electric scooter, the Dong has made its debut in Indonesia. It's likely going to make its way across the pond into other Asian markets. The launch of the Dong in the U.S. and European markets isn't a far-fetched notion. However, Benelli may want to consider a different name in those markets. I'm pretty sure the thought of riding the electric Dong wouldn't sit well for some people. From a design point of view, Benelli's Dong is clearly trying to tower over the crop of entry-level electric scooters. It gets a very unique design, one which gives off the illusion that the rear end is floating, thanks to the scooter's split asymmetrical design. The scooter's rear section, which houses the motor, battery, and seat, adopts a cylindrical shape. While the little Dong styling can be rather polarizing, it can't be denied that it comes with some nifty tech. For starters, it gets a 1.56 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery, which boasts a 60-kilometer range. Full LED lighting and an LCD dash come standard, too. It's clear to see that Benelli designed the Dong as a short-distance, all-around-town commuter due to how small it is, but as well as how much power it cranks out. It gets a 1.2 kilowatt electric motor, which pumps out the equivalent of 1.6 horsepower, which is only good for a top speed of 45 kilometers per hour. Perhaps the Dong's coolest feature is the fact that you can pretend it has a gas-powered engine, which I think is something you've probably done before, as it comes with an artificial exhaust sound generator. I haven't heard how it sounds, but it would be totally awesome if you could choose the exhaust sound emanating from your Dong. Benelli's priced the dong at a reasonable $2,500 US for the Indonesian market. Given the fact that it's Benelli's first attempt on electric scooters, it's more than likely we'll be seeing more electric motorcycles from Benelli in the not-too-distant future.
Can I speak now?
I'm glad you composed yourself.
Yeah, so, all right. So electric scooters, sounds good, yeah.
We just wanted to get the word out on the electric scooter market for everybody.
Was there any talk about how you're supposed to ride the dong?
Well, you need to be qualified to ride the dong, I think.
Is it something that I don't ride motorcycles and such, but is it something that you can ride one-handed, or do you need both hands to grip the dong to ride it?
Well, in order to be safe, you got to use two hands when you're riding the dong.
Yeah.
You know, it's just the only safe way to ride the dong is with both hands.
So, do they recommend that you can drive it in a wet condition, or does it be dry to ride the dong, or is it slippery when wet type of thing? So, because
I don't know.
Motorcycles, people are
it's an electric motorcycle.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but they probably made it so that it feels good to ride the dong when it's wet.
Okay.
Perfect. It has good control. You can still control it. I assume.
Right.
I've never personally ridden the dong, so I wouldn't know. But that's just an assumption I'm making.
Correct. Yeah, I would assume so. So if anyone's interested in a new electric motorcycle, everyone go out and look at a dong.
Look it up. Google the dong and just look at all the photos that come up, and you'll see whether or not you like the dong. Some people like the dong, some people don't.
Why the fuck would they name it the dong? Let's go to Arkansas, shall we?
I guess.
Yeah. I don't even know how to follow that up now. How do you follow the dong?
Yeah.
Oh, all right, Ricky. Well, Madison Cohout, 19, relocated from Oklahoma to Arkansas.
Well, seems like her first mistake.
Yeah, it wasn't a good plan. She wanted to start a new life, and she said that she accidentally moved into an apartment complex for senior citizens.
Okay, and what did you say? She's 19?
Yeah.
Okay. It's like they got their own resident granddaughter there or something.
That or she's real dumb. Cohout retold the story on TikTok in a video posted on April 17th that had more than 3 million views and 600,000 likes at the time of writing. So, who's the dumb one now?
Clearly it's you.
Yeah. TikTokers. Is that what they're called? TikTokers?
Yeah, I guess.
Well, they're
I don't know
sharing.
what you're asking me for.
We have a TikTok.
Yep.
They are sharing their amusement and admiration for the unique living situation in the comments. Actually, it'd probably be pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, right.
Cookies and brownies and muffins and
Yeah, I know. Snickerdoodles.
all kinds of shit. This could be a sitcom, one wrote. Can you imagine how many of these old folks that wanted you to go to church to see AJ on Sunday?
Probably none of them. I doubt that there are any alligator Jesus worshipers at this Arkansas senior.
I don't know. It's Arkansas, man. It might be. She said, I had a friend who lived in one of these. She didn't say that. Another person said that on TikTok. Only a certain percentage had to be seniors, and it was such a nice place. Anyway, she shared with Insider what it's like to be a teen living in apartments for senior citizens. She says that the rent was significantly cheaper compared to where she had moved from. She was able to lease a 2-bedroom for only $350 a month. What the hell, $350 for a 2-bedroom?
Oh, that's affordable.
I want to go live with these old folks.
First, I thought it was dumb to move to a retirement community in Arkansas, but apparently it's cost efficient.
I'm dropping like $1,300, so come on now. She moved in there without seeing it prior to her move, which is actually very common. She started seeing, she goes, when I went out to my car, I started meeting some of my neighbors. To my surprise, they were all over the age of 65. She says, a week later, I saw a sign reading Senior Citizen Apartments.
Wait. So she lived at this place for a week before she saw the sign that said that.
Yeah. So maybe I was right the first time. There's only 10 apartments there. She's the only teenager in sight. said one of her octogenarian residents, neighbors, I suppose.
Well, yeah, I guess we ought to cut her a little bit of slack. Who's not a moron when they're 19? That's kind of how it works.
Oh, God, I was dumb as a bag of bricks, man.
Right. Some things never change.
That's true. She does say, though, that I've never had so many home-cooked meals in my life, so... even when she was home, I guess her parents just slapped her around and made her eat ramen or something.
Good for her, I guess. That's a little bit of nice news here. Finally,
yeah. Actually, you know what? After hearing that story and looking at it, that would have been awesome when I was 19 to live with a bunch of senior citizens that actually acted like they gave a rat's ass and would make me brownies.
Yeah, a bunch of people around that like having her around to talk to, and
she could have learned all about the last war and
the
Depression.
It sounds good to me.
Casey Kasem.
I might look for a retirement community to move into now.
I don't know if they'd let us record there when we start yelling things like dong.
Well, yeah, I am sort of retired. I haven't worked in a year.
Yeah, well, it's not because you're lazy. It's because your job was sort of phased out thanks to the pandy.
All right, Dan, you know what time that it is?
Well, according to this lineup here, it is time for paranormal news.
Los vecinos de un pueblo en Bolivia dicen haber recibido la visita de un extraterrestre. Sostienen que se parecía encima al chupacabras.
What the hell was that, man?
That was some audio from a news report about this particular story that happened in Bolivia.
Oh, okay, I'm with you now.
All right. Residents of a village in Bolivia claim to have witnessed a UFO landing, and the aircraft subsequently released a chupacabra-like creature into their community.
Oh, shit, okay.
The very strange incident reportedly occurred in the town of Montegudo earlier this month when observers first spotted a puzzling halo of light appear in the sky and then descend to the ground. There was a crash like thunder, recalled Bolivian UFO researcher Javier Aligala, who indicated that the object appeared to be, quote, throwing fire.
Oh.
Things took an even weirder turn when those on the scene saw some kind of entity exit the craft. According to witnesses, this interstellar interloper stood approximately 1 foot tall, very, very small. I mean, I'm short, but I got several feet on this alien, and sported 3 fingers on each hand. I got more fingers too. I don't know why they were afraid.
I would have punted this little sumbitch off the planet, it sounds like.
This mysterious visitor is also said to have possessed very large eyes, yet was unable to see. Although how exactly that was determined is uncertain.
I would have gouged him in them big-ass eyes like the 3 Stooges. And
Upon exiting the craft, concerned citizens claim the oddity proceeded to wander the streets, frightening children who were watching this all unfold. The creature, which many liken to the legendary chupacabra, eventually vanished into the night, and the craft that appeared to deliver it to Earth also disappeared.
I'm telling you, I would have showed up with like a rake or a shovel or something and just beat the shit out of that little 1-foot bastard and told him to get the hell off my planet.
All that was left behind from the case were some curious impressions on the ground and several shaken residents. To that end, Aliaga has understandably called for a scientific investigation into the matter, though whether such an undertaking occurs seems doubtful.
Were they so afraid that they had to pray to Alligator Jesus to deliver them from the chupacabra invasion?
Well, maybe they should, but I don't think they have.
Well, and that would have helped them probably. See, that's what happens when you turn your back on Alligator Jesus. Or as I'd like to refer to him, AJ.
All right.
We should get bands made that say WWAJD.
When you first started that sentence, I thought you were going to say we should get banned, which is probably happening as we speak. Somebody has a live feed of this somehow, and they're like, I'm working on.
Can you ban a podcast like that?
Yeah, probably.
All right, Ricky. How about we go to Halifax, Nova Scotia?
It doesn't sound like a great idea, but I suppose we could.
I think we should totally go there sometime. A Halifax eatery got an unusual visit from police after someone mistook a mannequin for a customer.
Of course they did.
During COVID-19, the Ardmore Tea Room on Quinpool Road has been placing mannequins in some of the tables to keep them blocked off and encourage physical distancing.
That makes sense.
Remember I think it was our first episode we talked about a place in New York doing that with wax dummies.
Yeah, it was Peter Luger's Steakhouse, if I remember correctly.
Damn. Damn! Look at the memory on you.
By the way,
Yeah.
Peter Luger Steakhouse, I don't know that it was our horse, but Peter Luger Steakhouse I saw was sponsoring one of the horses at the Kentucky Derby.
I don't want to talk about that.
We lost some money earlier tonight.
Talk about that fucking horse. Honey, he's joking. I didn't gamble on a horse.
We bet on Midnight Bourbon, of course. I don't know how we could not.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, this point is past Midnight Bourbon.
Well,
no, but anyway.
that'll teach us. Now
Why would anything good happen? Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, some Canadian Karen got pissed off, saw some mannequins, called the cops like an idiot.
Yeah,
That was the gist of that story. Some people don't know when to just chill the ever loving fuck out.
right. Absolutely.
Like me. Sometimes.
And this is the last story of the show, and I'm going to wrap things up with one of our fine theft stories that we like to get into.
We do get into that. We get into those, and we get into lists.
Yeah.
We already had a list earlier today.
We did. This is out of Somerset County, Pennsylvania. A Somerset County man is accused of stealing chainsaws from tree trimming trucks.
Why wouldn't you? Yeah.
Nathaniel Gibbons, 31, of Central City, was in a garage surrounded by chainsaws when state police stopped to question him about the April 5th and 6th thefts of $2,300 worth of chainsaws from a tree trimming company's work trucks that had been parked next to the Shade Township Municipal Building. Gibbons' name came up as a possible suspect, and when state police checked the area, they found out Gibbons had been spending time in a home on Lambert Street in Central City.
Okay, one, he just happened to be the only chainsaw aficionado in town, so I knew that his name would come up.
Right, I don't know how his
And
name
B,
came up.
spending time in a home sounds like his ass is squatting.
Yes, I don't know what about a fella makes the cops go, chainsaw stolen, that's the guy.
Yeah, that's the one over there.
Anyway,
It's that chainsaw wielding maniac fella. Let's go talk to him.
when a trooper stopped by the home, Gibbons was in the garage and started shaking and acting extremely nervous, according to the charges. Chainsaws were sitting around on the floor of the garage.
Well, that's probably why.
Yeah, and Gibbons confessed to taking the chainsaws with another man. They threw him under the bus, apparently.
What was his name? Leatherface?
State police noted. State police said 2 saws were found under some brush piles after a search of the property after Gibbons said some of them had been hidden.
So they found 5 or 6 laying around the garage, and 2
Yeah.
more he'd hidden under some brush piles.
Why'd you go to the trouble of doing that if you're just going to have the rest of them hanging out in the garage with you?
This guy sounds like a...
Anyway, so we'll... I don't know. All right, here are the saws. We're going to get into the specifics of the saws he stole.
Oh, good. Let me open up my Street and Smith's chainsaw pricing and appraisal guide real quick here.
I don't know. Well, I don't need one of those. I've just committed to memory.
Well, you were a chainsaw aficionado, if I'm not mistaken. Chainsaws of 1986 Capri's. That's your bag.
It's 94. Although 86 would be the box Caprice, which were used by a ton of police departments, and those are cool too.
See my point, folks.
Anyway, the stolen chainsaws were a Steel 271. That's a nice model. That's a nice model.
17-inch bar? Yeah, that's
Yes,
nice.
a
Yeah.
Steel 261.
I don't like that one as much.
It's not as user friendly, but it's still a nice saw.
Yeah, the start on that was a little more tight. Yeah, go ahead.
Harder pull.
Yeah, right.
A Steel 201T.
Now, that 201T,
That's a much nicer saw.
that's like the Cadillac of chainsaws.
A Poland P3816, which those are all right. They hold up. They're okay.
They're nicer than the 04s.
The Shin Daiwa, which I've never been a fan of the Asian chainsaws. I like an American made chainsaw myself. But
Okay. I want an American chainsaw.
not of any sort of like weird racially charged
It's
reason.
like my grandfather back in 80s wanted an American-made VCR.
Well, that was dumb.
That's what I tried to tell him. We ended up getting a Panasonic, I think.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. This guy nabbed a Husqvarna 120 Mark II.
Oh, shit. The Mark II?
Yeah, that's the Cadillac of chains.
Yeah, I retract my last statement. That's the Cadillac of chainsaws.
Yeah, right. And then
That thing cut through trees
and trees.
and trees.
Right. And then a Craftsman 358, which,
That's
okay.
Yeah, you know what? back when Craftsman made chainsaws you could buy at Sears when you were a kid buying slacks and like some ruse, and you could get a chainsaw. Then now they're sold at what, Lowe's, I think.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Now they're just crap.
And all the chainsaws recovered were valued at $3,200. A little behind the scenes here. Dan and I know absolutely nothing about chainsaws.
I know how to start one and use one. That's about it.
Yes.
I've not bought chainsaw one.
All right, so Gibbons was charged with the April 23rd burglary of the Shade Township garage, where a champion generator and several rounds of ammunition were stolen also.
Oh, shit.
So, all right, Dan, it's time for us to wrap up this 10th episode of the Noka News Network podcast.
We'd like to thank everyone that has been listening and providing all your feedback to us, and we'd like to encourage all of our new listeners to check us out on Facebook at Noka News Network, Twitter at News Noka, and you can always send us an email at newsroom@nokanews.com or call us on the hotline at 614-398-0770.
I just want everyone to know that we appreciate their support, and we're glad to be a part of the family that is the Noka News Nation. I'm glad to bring you this entertainment each and every week.
We really want to express our joy and gratitude for you to join us every week for just a small slice of your life. And we'd like to remind you to please like and comment and share wherever you listen to our podcast. And just want to throw it out real quick that we're going to be soon providing some sports content on the ASAP, the All Sports All Play network. You can check those out on Facebook.
If you want some merchandise with our logo on it, you can always visit nokanews.store.
The t-shirts and hoodies are soft like a warm, loving embrace from us.
Yes, they are.
When we can't be there with you all the time.
Yes, they are. Thank you.
That was ridiculous. Ricky, hit the button.
Noka News Network.